Used to be the ish, but now she flopping now. Extra lemon peppers on my wing, oh. I ain't got no referees on no scene, oh. In a relationship, but looking real single. Big T's popping out, looking giving freak, oh. Okay? He telling why lots of make her go and cop another key. What is up, collector? What is up? So some of y'all may be eating wings. Hence by the song, some of y'all may be eating wings or eating lemon pepper wings for some of you guys. That may be a theme here, collective. That is definitely a theme. Somebody's eating wings here. All right. Now, collective, first of all, there's consequences when it comes to playing with you, right? So there may be somebody that you could have been catching in lies. You could have been catching this person up and, you know, not telling the truth when it comes to certain stuff. And it's like, okay, if you want to get back in my good graces, apologies is not going to work. I only say apologies with the payment. This is this energy here. So for some of y'all, somebody know that in order for them to get back in your good graces, they got to go big for you. They got to, you know, do it all for you, you know, to get back in your good graces. Because this is somebody where it's like, you're not about to just get back in my good graces. Thinking they're about to just give to you, or, you know, thinking that's going to be all easy willy-nilly. No, if you want to get back in my graces, what are you going to do for me? You know, like, what are you, you know, are you coming out, are you paying for this? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? That's kind of the energy here. So somebody feel like they got to make something up to you, or they need to impress you in order to get you back here. So that's what's going on here for some of you guys. Somebody like, okay, so that may be something that's going on here where a person feel this way, and this is something that they're going to be doing to get you back. So somebody may be coming in trying to splurge on you, spend on you. You like it, I wanted cute things, just bought it type issue situation going on here. Somebody gonna be sliding a card or giving you some type of money or something like this here, because they don't want to lose you, and they know that they better come correct before you come correct. Okay, so this is the energy that this is giving here. All right, now some of y'all here, there's definitely a situation where somebody used to be the ish back then, right? Somebody used to be the ish back then. So this is like somebody used to be very popular, or people used to know this person for, you know, known for this, or this person just, they were known on social media. For some of y'all, this can be somebody where they were known and just in person. People love this person, or it was something about this person getting a lot of attention, where it's almost like you guys are stepping into the forefront now, where like maybe somebody was popping back then, but y'all the ones that's popping now. So, and this can even be people, like this can just be people, maybe back then they were popping, they were the ones that was popular, or they the ones that people really noticed, and da-da-da-da. But now fast forward, they're looking at you and it's like, dang, you know, back then our collective was not popping like that, you know. So some of y'all, this could be a situation where this is given like maybe within school for some of y'all, or this is within maybe a program, even people that you guys used to be around, even possibly within a sorority for some of you guys. Like this is just given like social settings that, you know, shape you and give you life lessons throughout life about around being in different environments, socializing with different people, you know, and things like that. So this is something where people feel like you weren't popping back then, or there's people perceiving you where it's like, okay, I remember back then when I went to school, collective, they wasn't really popping like that. Like they wasn't getting a lot of attention, or I knew they didn't get a lot of attention. They hung out with the people that they hung out with. Maybe the people that they hung out with wasn't the most popular people, or maybe I remember collective was in a sorority, collective, you know, or they remember collective was on the team back then. They wasn't the best on the team. It's almost like people remember a point of view for some of you guys where somebody else was more so popping, right? People perceive them to be popping. This can even be people that was popping, that perceive themselves as popping, and they're viewing you like, wow, this person is popping. So it's almost like different perspectives, but from different people. It's people that knew you wasn't really popping like that, or when I say popping, just simply mean like maybe you guys wasn't going to the hottest parties as everyone. Maybe you weren't doing this everything everyone was included in. Maybe you were not included in some of these things. You know, this is almost like by the time you found out about stuff, it could have already been to happen for some of you guys, right? This is this energy where you was kind of on the outside, you know, possibly looking in, right? So people are having different perspectives of you now. That's what's currently going on here. Different perspectives of you now from different people point of views. So that's just something that here that is being a theme here that's being brought up. Somebody is admiring you, and then you have people that are admiring you is people that probably didn't pay attention to you back then, right? But then you also have on a flip note where it's almost like people are looking at you and they don't like the fact that you're being admired now, because who knew you would be the one that's being admired now? Back then you wasn't, you know, you was like, people wasn't checking for you. So now they're like, what? You know, and it doesn't mean that people wasn't checking for you, because people checking for you doesn't have to be a good thing. These could be people that didn't have the best intentions checking for you, right? So don't even feel bad, right, collective? But this is the energy where it's like, somebody could have been the best on the team, and because you wasn't the best on the team, people really didn't pay attention to you on the team. Or, you know, used to be on the court, people that they didn't pass the ball to you, they hauled the ball. It could be anything, right? It could even just be within that, where you could use that as a reference, as an analogy, where, like, in other words, people could have gatekeeping you back then, maybe in school or in these programs, right, where you kind of didn't know certain stuff, or you didn't have the information. Even some of you didn't have the resources that other people had at hand, so that could have been played a part into it too. But they're like, okay, they looking at you now, collective, and it's like, wow, like, this is collective. I can't believe this is who they are. Like, who knew that they would leave this basketball team or this team that we was on, and years later they're in a different field. And it's crazy because this kind of remind me of, let me go look at his name. It's the painter. I don't know if y'all recently seen it, but it's a painter. Just look at that painter, Bob Ross. Some of y'all, I'm pretty sure you know who Bob Ross is. If you don't, it's a famous painter. Well, basically, I seen a post recently. It was giving a little bit of a backstory where he was like in the military or something like this. And he was in the military for a very long time, or he was doing something in some type of military type situation. And then he ended up leaving and becoming a painter, right? And he became very successful as a painter. And those was like two different fields. So, you know, this kind of remind me of you guys a little bit, where it's like you could have been maybe not the best on the team, but in the future you went and soared into a whole nother field where it's like, wow, like, we used to look at this person as kind of lame or this and this and that or da-da-da because they couldn't do this and do that, but they went and soared in this whole nother area. So this is what y'all are giving here, collective. It's almost like people are taken back because people are admiring you. People are shook that it's even you for some of you guys. People that could have perceived themselves as being the one that was seen, maybe sought after, like they were the ones that kind of in the forefront. They're seeing that now you're in the forefront, where it's like, wow, okay, hold on. Let's take a step back. And people are not prepared for this. It's almost like people are really shook. They're genuinely shocked. They're taken back here because of this energy. They wasn't expecting y'all to pop it the way y'all popping it. And and people didn't expect to see you in the light that they're seeing you in. So people are changing their perspective of you. People could have thought that they knew you. They don't know you. They have to start off clean scratch, because for some of y'all, it's almost like, who is this new version? It's almost making people compelled to want to know, who is this new version of collective? I remember collective back then when they was doing this and doing that, but look at collective now. Who is this new version of collective? Because I don't remember this version. It makes people want to know you. It makes people want to get close to you again. It makes people want to reach out to you. It makes people want to, you know, build some type of connection with you, or at least come in and admire you from either on social media, even through word of mouth. This is this energy here. So a lot of you guys, believe it or not, you're a big deal to a lot of people. People are looking at your glow up or your level up, or what has happened in your life, or things that have changed since you've been out of their life. They're like, wow, you know, it almost had people intrigued. So that's what's currently going on here, right? All right, y'all, got my fan going on in the back, so excuse that. But yeah, y'all, this is how you're being viewed, collective. You do have somebody with the Ace of Wands in reverse. You have the King of Pentacles here. We got this 8 of Pentacles. You got the 5 of Pentacles out here. Somebody definitely is looking at you guys, and the way they're looking at you is almost kind of shocking. See, with this Ace of Wands in reverse here, somebody felt like they were so focused on maybe money. Like, this is a situation where you weren't where somebody needed you to be, and because you weren't where somebody needed you to be, they left you out in the cold with the 5 of Pentacles here, right? So for an example here, to give y'all further in depth of the situation, somebody was so focused on money, or so preoccupied with looking a certain way, or things going a certain way, that you didn't fit the narrative, right? So let's say this is somebody that you're dating, right? Or this can even be friends. It don't even have to be dating, where something where you didn't quite fit the narrative, where you didn't fit the criteria of something, right? Somebody left you out in the cold, right? Let's say other people were already doing very well for themselves, are already established, but you're still building yourself up. They were judging you for still building yourself up because they felt that they were already built, right? But because you was in the process of having to build yourself up, whatever that looks like for y'all, somebody judged you for that and they left you on the code. They're like, oh well, I'm already here, I'm already reached this point. You know, collective are still building themselves up, and they were looking at you as less than, you know. If y'all know about the original Eight of Pentacles, he got a vest on, his vest all ripped up, it's all raggedy and stuff like that. For somebody that's keeping being in a relationship with somebody, like, you know, you don't look a certain way, you know, you don't fit this criteria of what I would want to be seen as. I view myself like this, you know, this and this and that. So something about something shaping a person's, you know, perspective of you because they were so occupied with looking a certain way or coming off a certain way that other individuals focusing on, you know, money and things like this here, where somebody ended up eventually leaving y'all out in the cold or turning their back on y'all because they felt like they could. And this is somebody that's looking at you right now, and you done got the last laugh. I just seen 222. You got the last laugh. Somebody felt they didn't use their intuition when it came to you. Like somebody like, dang, I should have listened to my intuition. You know, because I seen this person putting this hard work in, even though they weren't where they at, I should have believed in this person. Or even though this person didn't have this or had that, I should have waited and trusted. Somebody's seeing what happens when you shoot in the gym and what that looks like afterwards. So this is what's going on. So you do have somebody that left you out in the cold at one point in time because they felt like you didn't fit the criteria. You know, this is somebody where it's given very shallow, it's given very superficial, very surface level. But this is somebody where they left you out because of this. Whether this is old friends, whether this is a lover, you know, they're like, oh, well, you don't look like this, or you don't look like that, or you're not doing this or doing that. You know, so whatever this is for you, you do have a person that is, I wouldn't even know what you would call this. It's definitely giving admiration that this person's looking at you, but it's almost in like a humbling way where they just kind of feel like words was taken out of their mouth. They wasn't expecting you to look how you looking right now. They wasn't expecting you to be, they wasn't expecting whatever you were working on to work out either. So this is what this is here. Like somebody never perceived you as making it. They're like, oh, this person did something took time, collective, right? Something took time. So this is somebody where it's like, dang, I perceived something wasn't happening for collective and it wasn't any growth. I kind of, you know, looked at them as some type of joke. But who was the joke? Who was the joke, collective? They looked like they were the joke. So somebody's looking at you in a different perspective. You have people in general. That's what the whole reading about it perceived to be. Other people viewing you differently from how they viewed you before. There is a lot of people bringing you up. Like there's people speaking about you that you haven't spoke to in years, seen in years. This would be people that you wouldn't even know. That, you know, this is given. This is like people that you could have, like, you know, by face or by name. Like, you know how you know people by face or by name, but you don't talk to them, but you know them because they are people of other people. This is what this is given. So this is like people that you never really spoke to, had a close connection to. They're bringing you up. Like, they're mentioning to you in conversations that you wouldn't even, you would be surprised that you're mentioned in. Like, what? Tracy off of the softball team is talking about me? I never even spoke to Tracy on the softball team. I mean, I knew Cecilia, the girl that she knew, but I never, you know, like, this is giving this where it's like you never know this person like too personally. You knew who they were, knew who they spoke to, but you didn't know them like that. They're speaking about you. Like, this is this energy, right? Shout out for Tracy and Cecilia, whoever got that name, y'all. My bad, I had to use that as an example, but yeah, y'all, this is this, okay? So there's definitely something like this being had here where you're mentioned. All right, so till next time, peace, love, and light, beautiful, bigger, bolder. Mwah.